Hey, what's up, guys and gals? This is your friend and host, PCJ, the Pop Culture Junkie. Welcome to a brand new, long time since we've had a new one, brand new episode of Predictions with PCJ. I am your host and friend, the one and only Pop Culture Junkie. We have the horror show upon us. WWE presents the horror show, Extreme Rules, this Sunday. What are they doing? Why not just have Extreme Rules? Why is it called the horror show? Well, we're going to get to that. We know why they had to put that tagline in there, because we're going to see some more CGI cinematic matchups happening. And then there's some interesting things happening at this pay-per-view that it's almost like a car wreck. You don't want to watch, but you're going to have to look anyways just to see what happens. So I'm very intrigued to see what it is they're going to do. Do I think it's going to be good? No, but we'll still watch it and we will all get a nice chuckle out of this. So let's get to the card. We're going to go over the entire matches of what they have posted so far, which is not much. They don't have a whole lot listed for their matchups, so they could easily add on some other matches. I don't know if any of this is pre-recorded necessarily. Like, I'm sure they have a cinematic match or two, which we know they're going to have at least one. That's going to be one of those cinematic matches, kind of like the Boneyard match, kind of like the Edge and Orton's hardcore brawl around Mania. You know, they did some of it in the ring, but the other stuff was all pre-recorded later on. Anyways, let's get to what they have posted so far as our matchups for Extreme Rules, the horror show. We have Apollo Crews defending the United States title against MVP, and we have the new version of the United States title that for some reason Apollo Crews isn't carrying. He's still just, got the regular belt. I don't know why they don't give it to him, but I guess if MVP wins, he's the one to be the first one to hold the new version of the title. So who's going to win here? I'm going to go with MVP. Apollo Crews, I'm glad he got the title, but he's been a boring champ. He just doesn't have the charisma to be a champion, in my opinion. So I'm going to go with MVP. I've always been a fan of his back when he first was in WWF. So I'm going to say let's go with MVP, and we'll see what happens. Then we have the Wyatt Swamp Fight. That's going to be your cinematic match, similar to the Boneyard. So they're going to be fighting out in a swamp, and it's going to be Bray Wyatt, okay, because Bray Wyatt has now become this generation's Mick Foley. We got the three faces of Wyatt now. We've got the Fiend, we got the Mr. Rogers, and we got Bray Wyatt. We have him against Braun Strowman. There is no title on the line here, supposedly. It just says a fight. So the WWF, or Universal title, that is not on the line. I wonder if they're doing this just to plug the new video game coming out, Battlegrounds, where you see The Rock throwing Cena out of the ring into a alligator's mouth or a shark, something like that, right? So yeah, they're probably going to have some kind of stuff, some goofy stuff like that, where we're going to see Braun Strowman throw the Fiend into the waters of the swamp, and some kind of gator is going to attack them or something. But we'll see who's going to win. It's going to be Braun. He's going to win this, and then we're going to eventually get the Fiend against Braun at SummerSlam probably or something. Next we have a eye for an eye match. The match can only be won when one competitor extracts an eye from their opponent. Yes, they're going to literally pull someone's eye out of their socket. Now, that's again why we have the horror show. So yeah, we're going to have some kind of like Jaws or Anaconda movie moment with the swamp fight, and then we're going to have the horror part with eye for an eye, in which CGI will be done to make it look like one of the competitors has their eye pulled out. So it's Rey Mysterio, who's fighting with only one good eye, even though you can see his eyes through his mask all the time and they look fine, against Seth Rollins with a watered down, what used to be amazing Seth Rollins is now just a terrible version of what he could be as a great heel. Who's going to win this? I'm going to go with Seth Rollins. Let's go ahead and just take out Ray's second eye, and he's got to wrestle blind. I don't know. All right, next up we have the Women's SmackDown title match. Bayley defending against Nikki Cross. This could be a great match. It would be even better if it was in NXT, but who knows? Let's see if they give us a good matchup. I hope they do. But I don't see them obviously dropping the belt off Bayley until we get that Sasha-Bayley feud, so it's going to be Bayley retaining. Next, we have the Raw Women's title match. Asuka defending against Sasha Banks. They could easily have Sasha win so that Bayley and Sasha have all the gold, and then we get the clash of like champion versus champion, title for title. But I'm hoping it's going to be Asuka who gets the win here. So my pick for this will be, hopefully Asuka gets the win and retains the title. And I would really like to see a Asuka versus Kairi Sane feud before Kairi Sane is done with her career. Because there's rumors that she's going to be heading out to finish out her contract and then go back home to be able to be with her husband. Then we have, last but not least, we have the WWE Championship title match. The champion, Drew McIntyre, versus Dolph Ziggler, and we still do not know the stipulation. It could be anything right now. Why not just make it Claymores are not allowed, and Drew has to wrestle with both hands tied behind his back, and the match has to start with him laying on his back, and then Dolph just has to cover him when the bell rings and he wins. But who knows? What will the stipulation be? Leave me your comments and let me know what you think the stipulation should be. All right, there you have it. That is all the matches we've been given so far, so who knows if there's going to be other ones added. There's only 6 announced so far, and we'll have to just wait and see what kind of show they put on for us. Alright, I don't have any news and rumors this time to share with y'all, so we're going to go straight into fan questions. Thank you as always to everyone who sent me questions, whether it's on Twitter or Facebook. Remember, I am live tweeting during every WWE pay-per-view network special, so I'll be live tweeting during Extreme Rules, the horror show, and you can follow me on Twitter at Pop Culture Junk 2. Links are below in the description of the video, and they're also popping up on the screen in front of you there. Alright, let's get to some questions. Pod Thing asked, are we expecting a capacity crowd for this at the Performance Center? That's a good question, because they finally started adding like NXT stars and enhancement stars and all the rookies. They've been putting them in the crowd wearing masks, of course, now finally, and they're just there to do the boo and cheer. It's almost like they have applause signs above them to let them know when they're supposed to actually respond or react to the events in the ring. It'd be funnier and better if it was just natural, but they can't do that. They gotta, even the crowd has to have a script. So yeah, I'll be curious to see if they at least use the same people they've been using, and as close as they can get people, because they still are supposed to be doing the social distancing, so we will see if they do any of that. Kitten Hunter asks, F, marry, kill, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, Bella Twins, or the Iconics? Well, I'm gonna marry Alexa and Nikki. I will kill the Bellas and F the Iconics. The Man Called Stan asks, which female superstar would you like to see return to WWE that has not yet? It's a tie between Gail Kim and Victoria. I want to see both of them have one more run, and then both deserve Hall of Fame inductions. Rage in the Cage asks, should WWE and AEW still be doing shows? I think they should be doing other things to experiment right now. You have complete freedom, and you're not restricted due to a live audience expectations. So you don't have 15,000 people in attendance that you have to satisfy right now. You have viewers at home, and that's it. So get creative, try some new stuff, get creative with your matches, your storylines, try whatever you want right now and see what works. Don't feel that you are tied down to, oh, well, we got to do it the way we always do things. No, you don't. You've got all the opportunity in the world right now to do whatever you want to make the crowds continue watching and to get more people invested in watching. And what they're doing now is just the same old, and that's why they're dropping in ratings all the time. They went down to 1.5 million. I think that's the lowest ever for this past week on Raw. I mean, it's just getting ridiculous. And they're going to say, oh, well, it's all because of COVID. No, people are chomping at the bit for entertainment right now because there is no other sports happening. The movie theaters are closed. I mean, you have no competition, and you can put on an entertaining show that will get the crowds. Okay, the Attitude Era wasn't just because of Stone Cold and the hot chicks, but that played a big role. And you had all the competition in the world at that time, and you still got 6.0 and 7.0 ratings. So get creative, try things, please. We're begging you. The hardcore fans are still here, but we want what we know can be good. All right, everybody, thank you so much for listening. I know it's been a while since we got to do one of these. I will be doing a full spoiler recap and results of Extreme Rules, the horror show, sometime Sunday evening following the pay-per-view, so tune in for that. Thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoy the pay-per-view, and remember to follow me on Twitter, Pop Culture Junk 2. I will be live tweeting during the show, and we can talk about what we're watching together. Take it easy, everyone, and stay safe. PCJ, signing out.